So hello guys, I'm back with another Python tutorial, I guess. I don't know if you can call this a tutorial, but I just found a problem online and I tried to solve it, and I forgot that we can fetch data using Pandas. So Pandas is a package used by data scientists to manipulate data or let's say analyze data. As what I have said earlier, we can read a page, but specifically we can read an HTML page. In an HTML page, the Pandas package will find a table. And here, I guess this is a table from just looking at it, and we can inspect it, and let's see if this is a table just to make sure that this is really a table. Yes, it is. Let's try and get this data. So BTC, for 1 BTC, this is the equivalent. And damn, if you invest in crypto, then good for you. So today I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code because it's the best and you should install it as well. In order for us to use the Pandas package, just use pip3 install Pandas. But for me, I guess I have installed Pandas already. If it is already installed in your system, then it will output this. And then to use Pandas, we use this for Pandas PD. So basically, we say that in order for us to call Pandas, we just use a 2-letter word, which is PD. We don't have to type Pandas every time we need to call it. We can just use PD. So what can we do in order for us to fetch the data from this page, or not fetching all the data? Okay, we are just reading the HTML page and get certain information from the table that the Pandas package has found. So let's take hold of this URL and put it in a variable. And also let's make a function so that it's clearer to code, and I want, as much as possible, you want to refactor your code or make your code a lot cleaner. So make use of functions if you want to do a specific task and if you want to repeat that task. But now I'm just gonna use a function because I want to use functions. Ay pagbuot. In order for us to read an HTML page, we just say pd dot read. As you can see here, there are a lot of options, but we will use read HTML. And what do we want to pass? The URL. And let's put this inside a variable. So let's say BTC. And let's print the information that we get. Let's call the function. So let's try and run the code. Taking a moment to wait. Why is it like this? I don't know why it's like this. Let's just put this inside the function. So it will take a moment to get the data. So we're not making use of an API. We're just reading the HTML page. There you go. It fetched the data, but this is gibberish, right? And as you can see, it's inside a list. Why do I know? Because it's inside a bracket, square bracket. It has only one element, all of this in a single element. If you say BTC at index 0, it will output this without the square brackets, I think. Let's see. Now it will take that was fast. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't have the square brackets anymore, and it's clean, and that's what we want. We don't want to display a list. We want this. The PD that read HTML returned a list with one element, and we want to access the first element, which is at index 0. So we get this, all of this. That's very convenient for us. Let's put it in another variable so that we can compare soon. So BTC at index 0. Okay, that's good. And then remember that we only need to get this information, right? And the column name for this one, I don't know why, but it's 1, and I don't care as long as I know that the column name is 1. Actually, we can get all the data from column 1 by just specifying BTC. So we have now this, right? The data frame. The way to access data from column 1, or all the data inside column 1, is to specify. So we call BTC data frame, and then what is the name of the column? In our case, it's a number 1, right? But if it is a string, let's say age or price, you can say like this, price. But in our case, it's a string. It's not a string, it's a number. So here, so this will print all of these, and let's see if we are correct. See, it only fetched, or it only filtered the data inside column 1, and then we don't stop there. We just want to get this, the BTC price, right? The Bitcoin price. And then how do we do that? Imagine that this is a list and it has an index, right? So we have it. We actually have our index here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at which index do we want to access? At index 0. We just put it like this. Very easy. And I think this will output this number only, the Bitcoin price. And yes, we are correct, but this is a string. Okay, I know this is a string because it has a $sign and it also has a comma, so we need to convert it into a float or an integer, but I prefer to convert it into, or parse it into, a float. So we don't need to print this anymore because we now know how to access the data. And let's name this finally the BTC price. But the BTC price again is a string. So how do we go about this? It's easy. Let's override our BTC price. Let's just say BTC price, and then in programming languages we have this thing we call index, like here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in strings we also have that. And this is at index 0. The $sign is at index 0. But for us, we just need to read the first string up until the last one. So how do we do that? We can specify reading starting at index 1. We can say 1 and then colon and then nothing. You're basically saying that we will start to read at index 1 up until the rest of it. So it's another convenient way for us to use this to our advantage. Let's not forget the comma. And in order for us to do it in Python, we need some extra knowledge about string manipulation, and we do that by replace. This is just one way of doing that. There are a lot of ways. So just specify that we will replace the comma with nothing. That's it. And by the way, you can specify a number here if you want, and if it's useful for you. But if you specify a number here, just know that you start reading from the first element up until, but not including the element at index 4. That's how you do it. And finally, return. And if you remember, we need to parse it, or we need to convert it into a float. So just say float and then BTC price. So we can just put this inside a variable now, BTC value. And we can print it, BTC value. Let's see. So again, it's changed now because the crypto market is very volatile, and it changed from this to this. But what's important is that you now have a value and you can use it to your own advantage. Let's specify how many BTC you have. So let's say you have 20. So just multiply it with 20. I have this much BTC. I have this. You can just put any value in here if you want. This program is not real time, but the website is. So if you want to know the change, then just run it again and again. So that's it for today. I hope you valued this information. Not anyone have this information. So thank you, and see you again. Bye.